Welcome to this moon salutation evening yoga practice with Yogi Wade. We'll begin with our feet about hip distance apart, standing tall, lifting the floor of the pelvis into the core, pulling the ribs in and the side body long as we stand tall, lifting up from the top of the head and expanding our arms overhead, growing tall with our palms flat to the wall in front of us. The right hand grabs the left palm between the little finger and the wrist, and we fold and exhale off to the right, feeling that left side body, that shoulder and armpit open up as we exhale all the stale air, coming back to center. Looking up, flipping our grip. Left hand grabs the right palm and we're gonna fold off to the right. Opening up that right side body, folding to the left, coming back up to center. Growing tall, flipping our grip. Folding off to the right. This time, coming out of the big toes, a kickstand. Right big toe, we reach out to the right. Coming back to center, flipping our grip. Deep inhale as we grow tall, and exhale as we fold off to the left. Testing our weight on that right foot. Lifting up to center. Feet come back to center. Inhale and expand. Exhale, and we're going to fold off to the right. Find the weight on the left foot and lift the right foot all the way out to the right. Exhale all the stale air. Inhale, back up the center. Expand tall, flipping our grip. And we're going to fold off to the left and lift the left foot, pushing out through the heel, getting that heel as high as you can. Opening that shoulder and that side body, that hip. Bringing it back up to center on the inhale. Growing tall. We're going to flip the hand, the right hand grabs the left palm, and we fold off to the right. This time we're going to fold, lifting the left foot, that outside foot. Bringing our arms out to airplane. Opening the heart, and see if we can slowly fall into half moon. When you do, you can adjust the foot to point a little more forwards. Stack the hips, you stack the shoulders, you look up at the hand above you, and you push out through the heel behind you and lift that foot as high as you can. Breathing here. And bringing our hands down to frame the foot. Stepping that back foot back, finding a low lunge or a lizard lunge. We can start in the lizard as we open up the hip. Deep breath here. Lift ourselves up into Anjaneyasana. The low lunge, shoulders reach for the hips, the heart reaches for the ceiling and the wall in front of us. Look up as you reach up, long through the side body, shoulders on the back. Exhale into the back bend. Inhaling back up the center. We're going to bring our hands to the inside of that foot. Tuck our toes behind us. And waddle over into our squatting tiger, crouching tiger. So you can start, I like to be a little bit high here. Sometimes you can get that hip open enough that you can come real low. And if you can, then you can bring your hands and kind of hook that leg just over the shoulder and lift that foot up. And jump the other foot into our crow and set it down. And we can find our crow pose. Taking this, or the Malasana squat. If you try binding your hands around each side. Giving a nice deep breath into the shoulders. We can take another moment for our crow. Now that those hips are so open, those shoulders can come to, the knees come to the outsides of the shoulder, and it gives us a nice tight little ball to squish into. Then we try to straighten the arms and grow tall, and lift the hips. So from the side, that will look like this. We get into this nice bound. And then we can place our hands on the mat and find our center of gravity as much behind the knuckles and fingertips as you have behind the thumb. Tighten into this little ball and straighten the arm. And then you lift the hips. We can also get there from the Malasanas, or from the Lolasana. We're already in the Malasanas here. So from the Lola, to get to Lolasana, we bring the knees to the insides of our arms. We get to do some of these little push-ups until we can lift our back feet up. So we're going to connect these things. But now, Lolasana to crow. And then push ourselves over into the crouching tiger on the other side. So we get this side squat. Opening the heart and bending into it. So we get that hip open. And we'll walk our hands forwards, opening up the hip in a lizard lunge, breathing into the hips, releasing closer to the mat with each exhale, finding the rhythm of your breath in your body, and on your inhale, lift your hips, lift your heart, reach your arms overhead, and we'll find the Anjaneyasana. Exhaling into the back bend. Keeping the core strong and lifting yourself up with your core. Lifting tall, bringing our hands to the inside of that foot. Toes come onto the mat, knee comes up. Lifting the back foot into our standing splits. Let's plant the left hand, reach the right hand, finding half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. We're gonna hold here for a moment as we really try to find the form, keeping that top hip stacked, pushing up through that back heel and lifting it as high as we can, and looking up at the hand above us. When we do, so we can find all the weight on the hand. Bring ourselves out to our wide-legged Prasarcha Padottanasana, lifting the hips and bowing with a flat back. Hands come to the mat. You can look up and fold, maybe widening the stance. Finding something that's comfortable. Finding a place where you can place as much weight onto your hands as you have onto your feet. And walking your hands behind you, maybe you can lift one foot, or the other foot, or both feet. Playing with our firefly pose. Walking those hands behind us. Opening it up. Trying to get those legs as straight as you can.
feeling your breath. Finding as much time here as is comfortable for you. We're going to walk our hands over to the left, finding the low lunge. Opening those hips. And this time behind the hands, behind the back, as you open the heart and reach for the floor beneath you. Maybe reaching for your heel behind you. Breathing into the shoulders, lifting yourself up the center. Bringing the hands to the inside of the foot, spinning onto the side of that back foot. Our crouching tiger. Finding form, the squatted, so a chair on your left side, the right leg is wide-legged forward fold. Keep it as wide as you like. Then you bring your hands chaturanga distance apart and you hook that knee over the shoulder on the tricep. Lift that foot up off the mat. And maybe you lift your other foot, finding your crow, and setting yourself down. We're gonna pick it up from our Mulasana squat. Into the crow pose. See if you can bounce from crow pose to Lalasana. Back into crow pose. Feeling how that feels. Let's bring both of our legs out to wide. Wide-legged forward fold to Sarvapadattadasana. Bring our hands behind us. And we'll give it a firefly one more try here. Breathing. Tittibhasana. Bring our feet back down to the mat. Our hands walk a little bit more forwards. See if we can bounce from here right into our crow. Setting it down. We're going to lift it up. Find crouching tiger on the opposite side. Setting into that hip and then picking it up. Breathing into this leg. Bringing our hands down to the inside of that back foot, that front foot. Coming onto the forearms, bowing into the hip. We're going to pick it up for the Anjaneyasana. Maybe our hips are a little more open now than they have been all day. I like to keep this one wide while I bind my hands behind the back with the pointer fingers out. And then you reach for the wall behind you. Reach for the floor. Reach for your heel. And then lift it up. Bring our hands to that frame, that foot. Maybe shortening the stance. Find our pyramid pose. Squaring those hips. Arms come out. Chest parallel to the mat. Revolving into a triangle. Looking up at the hand above us. And then we're going to revolve the triangle. The left hand down to the inside of the right foot. Lifting that hand above us as high as we can. Bringing our heart parallel to that mat. Lifting ourselves up. Spinning our feet. Let's find the pyramid pose on this side. The chest parallel to the mat. Shoulders open. Left hand can revolve down to the foot. Finding the triangle. Reaching the right hand overhead. And we'll bring our chest parallel out to the mat, squeezing those feet together, and then revolving that right hand to the inside of the left foot. Find the revolved triangle, and keeping the weight on the outside of that back foot as much as you can. Breathing into that side body and with the twist. Inhaling as we revolve. Let's pick ourselves back up to center. Hips square, feet square. We're going to expand our hands. 5-pointed star, reaching out in all directions. Bending our knees, finding a squat. Open the heart, elbows reach for behind the ears. Squatting those hips. We'll bring our hands to the elbows beneath the legs. This time, from our Tittibhasana, let's find crow. And Lolasana, and set ourselves down, cradling the left hip and the right hip, preparing ourselves for our seated posture as we set our intentions for the days to come, our gratitude for the days we have had, and our appreciation for this moment of life that we have, and we have the ability to use. Thank you for joining us today. The Love and Light in me honors the love in you. Namaste.